Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm doing well. Today is July 10th, which is Friday 2020, and Groma Branetic was still um, going and nowhere, and movie theaters slowly opened in to avoid to the saving this thing. I said right, and also today is the and next week Swedish cinemas will open next week, but already did open in a week ago. But it also marked that today is a 1 year anniversary of my favorite films of on the recent Ari Aster's film Midsommar or Midsommar, or as we call it in Sweden, but I'll probably pronounce in American called if you're American, it'll pronounce called Midsommar for no goddamn reason. But anyway, this is the second film directed by Ari Aster with a follow-up actor is actor Hereditary, and that movie is pretty much. I like to say it's way better than Hereditary. This is one of my favorite films of the last year. Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah, I know to put it higher that the Lighthouse or Portrait of a Lady on Fire or Parasite. Well, most important, this movie is one of my favorites, and this movie is basically everything. Trip movie completely changed her life because I become an author filmmaking. I was watch a lot of films. I was seeing on films on TV and other stuff. Because this movie is pretty much the everything about and would become that movie was become the upcoming film inspired to become the unknown filmmakers. More specifically, it came from A24, and yes, the same studio brought you Lady Bird, The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Farewell, and Uncut Gems. Latter of which was made radio on Netflix, came recently. It's on US, or people getting away on Global Bernetic. Anyway, Midsommar, or as we call Midsommar, where the film was all about in my country, Sweden, was pretty much about Midsummer tradition in Sweden, which is my country. And this movie's first stars a lot of talented people. Florence Pugh, Jack Reno, William Jackson Hubbard, the guy from Good Place. I never saw my check on Netflix. I had never seen that. Will Potter, the guy from Maze Runner. Never heard it, but many people seen Maze Runner. Anyway, we had, and of course, hold on a second. Wilhelm Grönbein, yes, Wilhelm Grönbein. He also appeared in another film later on after Midsommar was Mi Papa Madrid. It was a great film in my opinion, so I will totally check it out. But this movie is pretty much it could have been about horror film. Was about if you made the better good recommend remake that rather than Nicolas Cage one. This one is a much better recommend remake, but it adding in Swedish tradition. And not like the people are seeing any other house films, mostly from Ingmar Bergman and Stanley Kubrick. But this is one of my favorite, if not favorite films of all time on my recent memory. And also one of my personal favorite A24 films. Hear me now. You thought The Lighthouse great was my favorite. Yep, this one's my personal favorite. In fact, it came recently a week ago. I recently heard on Instagram. I heard and of course in the celebration 1 year anniversary of the film was the release in director's cut of this film was previously before in some cinemas, including in Sweden, in releasing on Bio rhymes in Stockholm, and they were released on US and this film is distributed by Notice Film, and the same distributor who made the previous film Hereditary, as well as distributing films like John Wick for Lionsgate and Cinder Films. Seriously. Anyway, And in fact, there are new. This came out the director's cut of um, this film on Blu-ray, and in fact, the legend director, the one and only Martin Scorsese, wrote the introduction of the Ari Aster Midsommar book in on director's cut of this film on Blu-ray, and he said, "Let me tell you what someone say that. Tell you what Scorsese say that in thoughts." Okay, right from the start, I was impressed. He was a young filmmaker that obviously knew cinema. The form control, the projection of the frame and the movement within the frame, the pacing of the action, the sound, it was all there. In many, I don't know what pronounced it, but as the picture went on, it started to affect me in the different ways, and it's become disturbing to the point of being uncomfortable. So, predictably, during the remodeled family dinner scene where the sister has been killed, like in many of the horror films, including Rosemary's Baby, of course, and Mormon, or The Exorcist, or many other stuff. Well, the Mormons could become a cult following, but who cares? It taught us to deal from something unnevable and unspeakable, and the violence in it isn't immortal as in it is a perceptical. I don't want to give away anything about this picture because you need to discover it for yourself. I can't tell you that the former control doesn't impress that as that of Hereditary. Maybe more so, and that's it digs into emotions that are just real and deeply uncomfortable as the ones shared between the characters in the earlier picture, which is Hereditary, of course. I can also tell you that there's the true version in the picture, particularly in the finest trait, that you are not likely to forget and certainly happy. Well done, Martin Scorsese. Well done. You made the direct areas to favorite films. Hold on a second. I'm probably sure the Marty. Hold on a second. I'm gonna say check in the part two.